Hey guys, welcome back to some more Fire Emblem Heroes content. Today we're watching the new Heroes trailer, obviously, and I am not streaming this one just because I guess I forgot that this was going to happen tonight. I thought it was supposed to happen tonight, but then someone said that it was going to be tomorrow, and I just believed it without thinking about it further. But yeah, this is a little different because these units actually leaked beforehand, so they actually leaked like a week or two ago. So I knew that these were coming. Obviously, these are all Tellius units, so I want all of them, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Keep you've need of a fireman. You'll see me within an hour.
So I guess we'll just go unit by unit since I already know everybody on the banner. Volk's moveset is really bonkers. He's an infantry red dagger. He has Fireman's Hook, accelerated special trigger if unit initiates combat, or is not adjacent to an ally, grants blah +5, neutralizes penalties that inflict special cooldown charge -X on unit, and grants unit special cooldown charge +1. So these are all effects that he gets very easily just from initiating combat. He neutralizes guard, gives himself flashing blade, gives himself big stats, he gets everything, and that all synergizes with lethality, which I guess is a brand new inheritable special skill, probably just for dagger units. So lethality treats foes' defense res as if reduced by 75% during combat, and disables non-special skills that reduce damage by X%. So yeah, any kind of special that negates damage reduction is a pretty big deal. Although I guess for Deadeye in particular, I don't know, people don't use Deadeye as much as I thought they would. I think because like the cooldown on Deadeye is just like a little too high. And yeah, lethality may have the same problem, but I don't know. On a unit like Volk who can just speed up his special acceleration so much, like he gets -1 right off the bat, then he has times pulse, so it's already down to 2. Then he initiates combat, he gets yeah, he there are some units that won't have a hard time activating lethality. Although I will say I don't know if it's like right off the bat, I don't know if this is like the de facto special for dagger units because like units like Kagero or Soth, like they also do pretty well with just like AoE specials. So, but if you're trying to flex, lethality is a cool skill to have. Also, I'm gonna mute the trailer. I just want to say Volk is just a really cool character from Path of Radiance, and I'm glad he's here. There are some good additions here, including
I am Astrid of House Damiel. I may be of noble birth, but I can fight.
I feel like this banner has like a couple of characters that are just really fun to use in Path of Radiance, which is just kind of cool. I haven't played that game in a little while, but I definitely remember using Astrid, and I definitely remember using Marcia, who you haven't seen yet. Damiel bow. So first of all, she's a horse green bow. It's kind of curious that every new like colored bow is green. It's a little annoying. I don't even think we have like a Cavalier blue bow or red bow. I think all the blue bows and red bows are either infantry or armor. Could be wrong. I guess we have some flyers that are green bows. Anyway, Damiel bow. Effective against flying foes, grants speed +3. So this is really interesting. If a rally assist skill is used by a unit, grants bonus doubler to target, and target can move 1 extra space. So it's similar to Annette's what's it called? Annette's hammer looking thing. I forget what it's called already. Except it also grants bonus doubler, which is just kind of interesting. And also she gets attack speed +6 for existing during combat. So she'll be a perfectly decent combat unit, but I think people will use her more for this like movement granting ability. And also it doesn't work on cavalry ranged units, just like Annette's skill. Speed defense bond 4 is kind of interesting. When I think of using like Cavalier bows, I don't think of using them like close to their allies necessarily, so I don't know, it's a cool skill to have in the game, but I don't think it's especially useful on Astrid. And then the rest of her base kit just energizes with her weapon. She has attack defense, ruse, rally attack defense. Kind of a, I don't know, she's a support unit who's still going to be like a pretty competent combat unit, I think.
I used to be in the Binyan Holy Guard, but I had to quit.
I was going to say, it's kind of interesting that her title is Petulant Knight. I wonder if that's just like an awkward translation from the Japanese title, because her voice line here talks about how she like kinda she didn't defect, but she like quit the Pegasus Knights or whatever. I wonder if there's like a more elegant word for that in Japanese that doesn't translate to English, so we just got Petulant Knight. If anything, Makalov would be a Petulant Knight.
Quit.
Sorry, I just like that song. Marcia is our demote, which is really cool. Marcia is a popular character, so that's cool. Unfortunately, her skills suck. Unbound Lance is probably pretty good. If unit is not adjacent to an ally, inflicts attack defense -5 on foe, and neutralizes foe's bonuses. So we probably had like a seasonal Lance that did the same thing, but I don't remember what it was because all of the season weapons start to blend together after a while. But yeah, having this in the normal pool is good. This is actually a pretty good inheritable lance to have quick access to. Speed defense gap is kind of whatever. I guess I would still prefer, I don't know. I don't hate having the gap skills in the summoning pool. I would actually prefer to have them just be accessible, just because they're more interesting than like what we have available now, which is like tactic skills and like maybe wave skills.
Irresponsible skunk.
Can I just say, yeah, don't, I'm gonna mute it again. Can I just say I'm disappointed that Makalov is not here. I actually like Makalov. I actually really like using Makalov, both in Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. I know he's not a popular character, but anyway, we can listen to...
Moosebell, god of flame, has forged me again.
She has the Sand's Eye!
Stronger.
So this was the most predictable thing ever, even disregarding the leak. We knew this was coming. She's a new Ascended hero. She's a horse cavalier, so she has big range. Oh god, so I actually haven't read this yet. Flame of Moosebell. So it's special trigger, effective against flying foes. If bonus is active on unit, grants attack speed +6, and blah during combat, equal to 50% of total bonuses on unit and foe, max +12. And also, if total bonuses on unit and foe are greater than 10, neutralizes effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks. So kind of in line with what she had in the first place and what she has on her Refine now. Yeah, Laegjarn's Refine, that's right. It gave her no follow-up, so she kind of retains that here. She just gets a bunch of stats from her weapon. But arguably the more important part is just getting the no follow-up effect, because no follow-up, it's kind of a hard effect to get on ranged cavalry units, because like at least melee cavalry units, they have like flow refresh now, which is kind of niche, but it's still out there. Ranged cavalier units have nothing, so yeah, being able to have no follow-up on a unit like this is pretty good. And then there's Rouse attack speed 4. At start of combat, if unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack speed +6, and null panic to unit for 1 turn. So the only difference from Rouse attack speed 3 is that it gives null panic, but I mean, null panic is a pretty good effect, and I don't know, maybe they just feel like visible buffs aren't that good anymore because of panic or whatever, or maybe because of like lull effects. I don't know. I feel like they've done a couple things recently to make visible buffs more powerful. And yeah, but this is still going to be a pretty niche skill. I don't see a lot of people like foddering Laegjarn for this. But yeah, she's still obviously a really strong unit. I think we can probably see her stats. Let's listen to her special quote.
I will burn my regrets.
I love that she has the Sans Eye. I think if I had to guess, it's because like in the story there was something about how her eyes like melted out of her head. It was like a really, I guess like not uncharacteristically dark, but it was just another very dark thing that happened in book 2 that we just haven't thought about since then. Yeah, Laegjarn has the Sans Eye, and we can see her stats here. 53 attack, so that's probably... how much attack does she have, actually? So she has 39 attack and 41 speed, if I'm calculating correctly, which is kind of in line with what you would expect from like a hyper offense Gen 6 cavalry bow unit. She's pretty strong. Also, she has like not even that bad defense. It's interesting. She'll probably be the boss in the next Tempest Trials, right? I will say it's kind of interesting we're getting like status effects on more skills, like bonus doubler and no panic. I think that might be the future of power creep, will be like just throwing these effects on everybody. Eitri is here, and to me it looks like she's a flying green tome. So that's interesting. I kind of like that she's the final boss of book 5 though. Someone pointed out, and like it makes sense that like in the other books where it's like we're constantly fighting the big bad, it's like it kind of makes them seem less powerful because you're just fighting them all throughout, and then suddenly you do the one fight that actually matters and they die. I don't know. But yeah, we're fighting Eitri for the first time. And also, Tanith is here. As a non-focused 3 and 4-star new hero, so I worry that we're not going to get free copies of her like we did for Violent. Yeah, I think it would say so if we were going to get her. This will be our first flying sword demo in a while. Maybe ever. I can't think of one, honestly, besides Tanith. So this is pretty cool. And it looks like she has a new inheritable sword that gives attack and defense. That could also just be part of her base kit. But yeah, pretty cool. Hopefully she doesn't get like an arbitrary penalty to her BST like the direct emotes got before. It was like around this time 2019 when we got those direct emotes. And I think like Ross and Tanya and Valbar, they all got like arbitrary penalties to their BST. So I hope that doesn't happen here. I don't think it will happen, but I don't know. I always worry. Because this does seem to be more in line with that kind of direct emote, and less like the ones we've been getting recently, like Violent and those. Also, I'm kind of interested in seeing the finale of the story. Book 5 has been a little interesting, so that'll be fun. We'll see what's up with Eitri, finally. The way they concluded Fafnir's like whole story was really sad. But also interesting, so it was cool. So, I'm gonna have to summon on this banner, and I'm not too worried. So I want all the units. I want literally all of them. Yeah, I want Laegjarn too, because I want more florets. So yeah, I want literally all of them. But I mean, if it weren't for Laegjarn, like, summoning until Spark, like, you're almost guaranteed to get one or the other between Astrid and Volke. So, I'm really not too worried, honestly. Like, I'll summon, I'll Spark, and then I think it's highly unlikely that I'll have to do more summons beyond that. I may even just skip pulling blue, because, like, Marcia will be a demo, and she'll just be around for a while, so, yeah. I'll probably just pull green and red until I Spark, and then, I'll kind of go from there. I'll Spark one of these two if I need to. I guess I'll pull colorless too, because I want Laegjarn. But yeah, I'm not really worried, honestly. Getting Tanith after the fact, if we don't get her from quests, that might be kind of annoying, but whatever. At this rate, I might end up doing like a huge summoning session where it'll be like the 2 ninja banners and also this banner. I don't know, we'll see. But that's it for me, Chief. What do you think of the banner? Let me know in the comments. Will you be polling? I'll be polling on Twitch, so follow me there if you want to catch those summons. I guess we'll do it on the day the banner goes live. Yeah, I guess I'll do those separately from like the ninja summons. I'll get Zahark and Shannon later. But yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and have a good night.